Hey guys, this is Giant Arrow Zap Snake Barrels, and it's the most fun event army, and it's worth learning because you can replace the snake barrels with giants, Pekkas, pretty much anything that you want that tanks. And the purpose of the snake barrels, they're gonna act as invisibility spells for our RC and our AQ and our BK. They're just gonna distract the defenses so they can walk through the base and do whatever they want. Alright, so here I'm setting up the flame flinger, took out that mortar. Just put some cleanup troops down. Just assessing the base. I see that archer tower, top right. If I take that out, I can put some minions and get everything there. Little wall break. I'm going to push the queen in from 6 towards the town hall and the monolith. I'm going to zap that monolith out. I'm going to put an EQ down to distract the builder hut. And I'm using 2 EQs and 2 lightnings to take out the monolith instead of 1 EQ and 3 lightnings, because 2 EQs and the giant arrow together will take out a spell tower. Alright, so you can see that right here. See how the spell tower just disappears? Then drop the zaps on top. And if you are Town Hall 16, you will have to use the 1 EQ, 3 zaps, but you would have still been able to get the spell tower in that situation. It's just if the spell tower's too far away from the zap range, then you can overlay the EQs over top of it and get a combination of defenses. So we open up that wall, got the king pushing in, the AQ, king's tanking for the AQ, Warden using his rage tome to, have some free rage, AQ with the healer puppet, free healers, nice little free AQ charge. Got the snake barrels coming in, distracting for the RC, king opening up the walls, the EQ boots, spiky ball to take out some defenses, and we'll just keep on pushing into the base. And we see all the back end heroes, so we're gonna time the Warden ability, the Eternal Tome, with the headhunters to take out those enemy heroes. So pushing through, I see that the RC is moving up. There's a invisibility spell tower, so that's gonna push her back towards the Inferno Tower, which is actually good for us because then we're able to wait longer to let those headhunters get up closer. And yeah, the base is done. Alright, here's another base, and diamond bases I believe are the best for this strat. It's an easier giant arrow typically. Gonna put the flame flinger up here top. We're using the rocket loons, and the rocket loons are mainly just to set up for the flame flinger and the AQ directions. It takes 2 to take out the mortars. Alright, so we got our flame flinger working. We don't have to worry about that. We've tested for traps. So down here, I typically wouldn't do this, but I'm going to use the giant arrow and shoot off that invisibility spell to get the monolith. I'm going to have to immediately freeze the town hall. Drop king in early, Warden, and we'll test with a bunch of loons and drop in a bunch of headhunters to take out all these heroes in the town hall. We'll get the fire spitters, we'll get everything right here. And the base should just be done after this. Alright, so town hall is going to go invisible. Warden Eternal Tome, protect everything. Just sprinkling in more loons to test for traps. Fire spitters are both locked on the king. It's nice having the king in front of the AQ just to tank and distract. And yeah, this army is just all about distractions. It's letting the heroes take turns, having defenses target them so the other ones can do work and stay alive. And the main thing with the invisibility spells is just if one hero is taking too much damage, we just put an invisibility spell on that hero, and then the defenses will retarget to the next hero or the next troops, in this case snake barrels or Pekkas or giants or whatever you want to use, and then your other heroes can just go about their way. Like right now, pushing into the base, putting those snake barrels in. There's not much splash damage. Defenses are the one thing that can kind of take these snake barrels out. But you'll see there's no splash in the center, so all these snakes are just completely destroying the center of this base. Finally, we have a wizard tower that can help take them out. Got a mortar on the back end, and that's why we have these loons to help distract the wizard towers, and you can direct target them with rocket loons too if you want. But you'll see we have RC ability, we have 7 spells, and with 7 spells you can do a full smiley face, you can get the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. So here's a common base. Island base, we have the Infernos, Islands, Monolith, and Island. We're going to take out the Monolith with the Zaps. We're going to take out the bottom Inferno with the Flame Flinger. We're creating Pathing to direct target the Expo with 1 invisibility spell and 4 rocket loons. Invisibility spell so that the Expo is remaining. Happen to drop some rocket loons a little bit too close to that Inferno tower, but it takes 4 rocket loons to be able to take down an Expo. Alright, so now got the archers cleaning up, 2 loons at the top for the archer tower. Gonna drop down some more archers just to create an early funnel so we don't have to do 10 times the troops in a panic funnel later in the raid. Checking the tile, we're gonna shoot directly off this army camp. Let the AQ take out the hero howl first. We managed to clip the monolith, drop the lightning, and we have an easy AQ walk, as you can see. Nothing's gonna damage her, we're not gonna have to drop invisibility spells on her. She's just going to be able to walk with the Warden, do whatever she wants until it's time to meet up with the BK, and then he will tank for her. Alright, so now we're just waiting for the Queen to commit to going north so we can drop our BK, because we don't want to drop our BK early and then have the Queen go south. Alright, so she's going north, she's not going to go south, so we can drop our BK down. He's distracting the Ricochet, dropping in some snake barrels just to help. Try to sneak a wall breaker in. The Ricochet is always a pain to get the wall breaker to hit. Ricochet down, wall breaker in, BK in, skeleton spell on the single target Inferno to distract. Snake barrel in to help finish it off. RC in behind. Alright, BK's right next to a lot of walls, so we pop his ability. Open up the core. AQ can now target the town hall. Snake barrels on the outside. RC's just padding through. Minion Prince is always a pain, so we're going to pay special attention to him. Looks like he's wrecking everything. Got these rage towers, these raged up multi-targeting defenses, scatter shot and fire spitter. Pop RC's ability. Had to put an invisibility spell on her to get the Minion Prince to stop targeting her. And yeah, the base is done. Pop Flame Flinger early. Just take care of that fire spitter. And yeah, you'll see how there's really no snakes left on this base because of all the multi-targeting defenses on the back end and splash damage. But we're still going to swag 4 spells. Alright, and here's the last of the Legend League. Tunnel 17 hits. There'll be a Tunnel 17 war hit after this, followed by 4 Tunnel 16 hits. Alright, so I'm just testing, getting the Flame Flinger in. Not exactly sure which direction the Queen's going to go, so I'm kind of preparing for both sides in case whatever direction she takes. Going to be taking that monolith in the center with a giant arrow in the zaps. EQ's down. Zaps. Monolith gone. Trying to work the AQ into that fire spitter compartment that she's closest to right now. King's down at 6. He's going to be taking out that ricochet cannon, working towards the single target Inferno. And hopefully they'll all meet up and push into the base together. An invisibility spell for the AQ and Warden. Just trying to keep the Warden from going to ability, but he already went to ability. Skeleton spells are pulling King to the right. It would have been nice for him to go with the Queen so his EQ boots could open up the entire core of the base. But we're just going to have to make do with the wall breakers this time. Alright, and since BK is working to the right and he won't be taking for the AQ. We're going to let him tank for the RC. We also have the CC troops that'll be tanking with that E-Titan. So drop the RC in to benefit from the BK tanking for. Sprinkling in these snake barrels just to provide extra distractions. Looks like our AQ is going to be able to take out minion prints. BK goes to ability. RC is close enough to the town hall. A lot of times I like to use the rocket spear right next to the town hall. The freeze spell, I usually save the freeze spell for the town hall or the enemy minion prints with headhunters. And it works better for the town hall than having to use 2 invisibility spells. Usually the AQ and the RC are close to the town hall, so you'd have to invis each, but instead of doing that, all you have to do is use 1 freeze on the town hall, and this space is done. Alright, so here's my war hit. This was my first time using snake barrels, and yeah, snake barrels are basically invisibility spells, but more importantly, any troop can be an invisibility spell when it's used to distract defenses for your RC. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to send RC from the top by 12 to work in that compartment, and BK and AQ are going to work from 3 down to 6. So I'm sending in those rocket loons just to take out those compartments for the wall breakers so that they can direct target. I'm going to trigger that invisibility spell, drop down some snake barrels to help the BK, headhunter for the RC, wall breaker, let him in, another wall breaker to let him out. I dropped in the RC at 30 seconds, which has a 0, so I can do the spirit walk by dropping an invisibility spell at 6. But I'm not really going to be taking advantage of that, sadly. Alright, so BK is pushing in. He's close enough to all the walls. Pop his ability. Send the wall wrecker in with 3 Yetis to take care of the town hall. Some snake barrels to help the RC. AQ and Warden, BK are all doing good. RC gets targeted by the monolith. She goes to ability, but sadly dies. I remember wanting to use the hog puppet for this raid, but I forgot to equip it. The nice thing about the hog puppet would have been it would have made my RC temporarily invisible to get the monolith to re-trigger to the hogs. Because yeah, this strategy is all about distraction. Sable to Eternal Tome those loons to help them distract the monolith, the expos, and the Inferno Towers. Able to swag 10 spells, a few troops, and on to Town Hall 16. Alright, so you can tell this is Town Hall 16. I use all the party skins on my Town Hall 16. Gonna take out this expo up top. 4 rocket loons again. Test for skeleton traps. And now the Flameflinger can take out the Wizard Tower, those air defenses, and hopefully both multi-archer towers. So I'm just scouting to see if I can open up any decent funneling. 2 rocket loons for that archer tower. Now I can just put down 2 archers to create a nice funnel. AQ's going to go at 6 to take out that Inferno Tower. Drop the EQ first to distract the Builder Hut. That's always important. Drop some test loons. Got 3 healers from the healer puppet. 2 healers added on. A Motzla Archer Tower and 2 expos shooting the AQ, and she's doing okay. We have super minions coming. Wait for them to come up a little bit within range. Then drop the poison. A few more test loons. AQ's getting a little low. Gonna go ahead and freeze those minions. Make sure she survives. We don't want to have to use Warden ability early. It's best to save him for when we're around the town hall. And when we're closer to the center of the base, because a lot of times you can sneak in those headhunters to take out an opposing hero. So now we're just being patient, waiting to see which direction the AQ is going to go. Looks like she's going to go right. So now we're going to send in our BK. A Valk to funnel. BK pushes in right where we want him to go. Taking out the enemy Warden. Gonna try to get him as close to the wall segments as he can. Alright, he's close enough. He's trying to walk away, so we pop his ability to open up as many wall segments as we can. Sneak in oh, and his spiking ball took out the monolith. Put some damage on the monolith, and then the rocket loons from the CC finished it off. Alright, so we're in the core. Everything's looking great. Just dropping some snake barrels that are kind of not even doing anything on the outside because of the splash damage. And I'm not going to lie, I prefer to use mass giants instead of the snake barrels. But it's the event troop, and they're fun. So this is how we're going to do it. The E-Titan's doing a really great job. E-Titan was OP back before electric boots. Get rid of our spells so we don't mess up the next raid. And since I am on my Tunnel 16, I figured I'd show a Tunnel 16 hit. On this one, I'm going to target the monolith and one of the Inferno Towers next to it with the Giant Arrow and the Lightning EQ combo. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to get my value with the Flame Flinger. I'm going to go for pathing over value. I know it's Tunnel 16. It's going to be wrecked anyway, so might as well just get some good pathing. I'm going to use the Builder Hut on the bottom right to line up my Giant Arrow. Going to go through the Town Hall, hit the monolith, and I'm not exactly sure how straight my Giant Arrow is going to be, so I'm just going to drop my EQ over both of the Inferno Towers and then just watch to see which one gets hit, and then zap the one that I hit with the monolith. Creating pathing, setting the funnel at the right corner. Gonna let the BK go in to help tank for the AQ. Some test loons, get some air traps out of the road. Wasn't able to pull anything. They're probably just a layer in. Drop the EQ, distract the builder huts. AQ ability, zap out the monolith and the Inferno Tower. And now exactly what I figured was going to happen is happening. The multi-archer towers are hitting my healers. BK stealing the healers. And the attack kinda, if this was Town Hall 15, this attack would be pretty much over right now. But this is the world we live in currently. So we're still going to swag a bunch of spells on this one. Just watching to see which way the queen goes. I'm going to try sneaking in a wall breaker since I had to use the BK ability early. He wasn't able to get into the core and use his EQ boots the way I would have liked him to. Rage Tower down. Skeleton spell distracting the Expo and the Ricochet Cannon for the RC. So he's pushing in. Got some snake barrels coming in to support her. Just sprinkling them in to keep all the defenses distracted. Eagle's finally going down, and Eagle really doesn't feel like it does anything. And 8 spells left over. Lost our healers early, 8 spells left over. We get rid of our invisibility spells so we don't mess up our next hit. Alright, back to Tunnel 16 versus Tunnel 17. On this one I'm going to take out the monolith with the giant arrow zap. Sending in some loons. Set up for my flame flinger. Barb to test, flame flingers down. Some loons on the mortars on the corner just to set up this pre-funnel. EQ down, distracting the builder huts. And lightning on the monolith. Warden in behind, extra healers. This is before the healer level, extra healer level that we just got. I've done this with the new update, with the nerf to the EQ boots, and it really doesn't feel like anything has changed. This strat's just all about distraction, and even if the BK can't take down the initial buildings like first one shot, the AQ's right behind him. She'll be able to clean everything up. So some test loons down, we're a little late on those. But yeah, now we're just dropping in the snake barrels to distract for the RC. She's close enough to the town hall, so go ahead and pop her ability, Rocket Spear. Warden goes to ability, protect the AQ. And the Warden Eternal Tome is kind of a last resort sort of measure. Usually try to sneak in some loons to get into the Warden ability to test for air traps. Same goes for headhunters to take out enemy heroes. RC's in behind the fire spitter. We have a bomb tower. It's killing our snake barrel. I personally think giants and Pekkas are better than snake barrels for the strat. But yeah. Alright, so this base is a lot of fun. I've hit this base in war before and did a quadruple collateral. But this one I only have enough for one. So I'm going to take out the monolith and the inferno tower right next to it. I'm going to take out that bomb tower, the archer tower, and the mortar just to make sure that doesn't target our flame flinger. Drop down the rocket loons needed to take out that expo. And now our flame flinger will just be able to leisurely take out all those defenses. Putting down a couple minions just to set up that funnel. Not exactly sure which way the AQ is going to go on this one, and it doesn't matter. So I'm going to have to drape the EQ over both of those builder huts, then take out the monolith and inferno tower with the lightning. Drop Warden in behind the AQ, free AQ charge. BK coming in to support. Sneak a wall breaker all the way into the ricochet cannon. Got a few snakes coming in. Headhunter for that enemy BK. The snakes are kind of nice to distract that ricochet cannon. And the BK's nice full health. And we're just going to let him get right up to the middle here. Pop his ability, open up all those walls, and you'll notice the spiky ball takes out both remaining single target inferno towers because they were damaged from the giant arrow earlier. So now I'm just sending in snake barrels, a couple giants, distract the wizard tower. Probably would have only needed one giant for that wizard tower. I could have used the other one on the back end wizard tower. But you'll just see all the heroes are working together, just taking turns distracting the defenses. Enemy RC goes down. Just going to sprinkle in more snake barrels. Kind of waiting. Don't want the snake barrels to hit that bomb tower. Alright, so bomb tower's down. Don't need any more snake barrels. Sneak those headhunters in. Pop Warden ability. Take out the town hall. And then just, yeah, get rid of our troops and spells. It's kind of a weird smiley face, but yeah, if you have 7, you're supposed to do a smiley face, a full smiley face. 2 eyes, nose, and 4 for the mouth. And if you only have 6 invisibility spells, just don't do the nose. 2 eyes and 4 for the mouth. Alright, so here's a test base for Town Hall 16. Right there demonstrated 2 EQs to take out a spell tower. 1 EQ, 4 lightnings, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3 for the expos, 4 for the eagle. 1 EQ. and 3 lightning for the monolith. Here's the Town Hall 17 version of the test base, complete with the new defense. And the funny thing about the new defense is it only has 4,200 hit points, whereas a maxed out supercharged Inferno Tower has 4,600. So with a giant arrow, this should only take 3 spell space, 1 EQ, and 2 lightning. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you had a great time, and I hope you have a lot of fun with the strat.